to my Spooktober challenge. Today I am with Libby, who you guys have met before, and a new friend of mine. This is George.
Hello.
Today we're going to be talking about our favourite horror and Halloween themed movies and television shows. I say this because I am a massive scaredy cat and cannot stand the idea of watching a horror movie. Blah, blah. The first film we're going to be talking about is, of course, the classic Hocus Pocus. This is a Disney film from the 90s. I remember watching this for the first time. I think I must have been about 7 when I watched it because I was terrified of the witches in it. It's basically set in America, initially in the 1600s, where these 3 sisters are executed for being witches because of the death of a little girl. But for some reason her brother tried to save her, and as a result he got turned into a cat, and he stayed as a cat for like hundreds and hundreds of years, until you fast forward into the 20th century, where you've got this kid with this girl he's got a massive crush on and his little sister, and they find this black candle. Apparently if you light this candle and you're a virgin, then the witches will return. So to impress her, because he doesn't believe that this is true, he lights the candle, and of course the witches show up because it's a Disney movie. Yeah.
Of course.
Of course,
It's a Disney
it's a Disney
movie.
movie. There's gonna be something weird. And yeah, so basically the witches are trying to eat as many children as possible, and yeah, and
They don't eat the children, they suck the souls out of the children.
that's basically eating them. What?
It's completely different, lady.
I haven't seen it in years.
We're watching it tonight.
We had to have a refresher tonight, or at least in the early hours of the morning. Yeah, yeah. So basically it's all about trying to stop the witches sucking out the souls of children. Disney!
My favourite movie of all time is Stephen King's It, which is perfect for Halloween. It is about a... You look really confused. It's about a creature that is basically like an alien, and I believe it's like 40 or 50 years, he needs to feed on children again to sort of sustain his life. I'm calling him a he, don't know if that's his correct pronoun, but you know. I went to an LGBTQ meeting today, so I'm a bit obsessed with pronouns at the moment.
Oh god.
But anyway, so this creature needs to feed on children to sustain the life, and this group of children fight against him when they're young, and then when they're like in their 50s, they come back to fight against him again. And it's really creepy. It's a clown. Basically, the creature takes the form of what you're most afraid of. So at one point he's a werewolf, but he is mainly a clown, because most people are afraid of clowns.
Yeah. My sister is.
And it's just beautifully made. The new film is shit. Don't go and watch it.
I'm going to have to put a bleep over that.
Okay. The new film is crap. Don't go and watch it. I got very bored. But watch the original. The original is amazing. And that's all I have to say about Stephen King's It. Because I could talk forever and ever and ever about it, and we don't have time.
Yeah, the thing is, it's like, all I know of it is that meme that's going around at the moment with the drain, and it's like, whatever it is that would drag you in, and then you're the child, so, like, regular work, me.
I don't know what that is. You're like a little rabbit.
What the hell was that?
My thing, so mine was Stranger Things. So it was a series on Netflix. I think it's just run for 1 series so
I
far.
think they're bringing a 2nd season out.
Very
I think it's
soon.
coming,
Yeah.
Is it directed by Spielberg? I just made that up.
I think it is.
Yeah, I think it is a Spielberg.
Yeah, so it's directed by Spielberg. It's just amazing. The soundtrack's amazing. It's really like 80s kind of soundtrack, which is really cool. All the kid actors are amazing in it. So yeah, so it's kind of like a sci-fi horror type thing, and it's about it centers around these group of friends who are all kind of nerds, and their world's kind of cracking apart. Basically, there's like I think that there's like a rift between two different worlds, and stuff's entering from one world into
Yeah,
world. Is that
that's right.
Okay. And yeah, I haven't explained the premise very well, but it's really well made. And yeah, I don't know, it's just really good.
We're going to look at another Disney movie now, and that is, of course, The Nightmare Before Christmas, that was produced, not directed by not Steven Spielberg, Tim Burton. Tim Burton did not actually direct it, he just was a producer, which is why it's known as Tim Burton's The Nightmare Before Christmas. Little known fact. So yeah, so the premise of this is pretty much it's like all the holidays have their own like world or their own like town, and you start in Halloween Town, and Jack Skellington, who's like the king of Pumpkin Town, not Pumpkin Town, Halloween Town, he's bored of scaring people every year. He's just like, he wants to do something different. So he stumbles across all the other portals to all the other holidays, and he becomes very obsessed with Christmas once he discovers Christmas Town. And yeah, so he basically decides, I'm going to take over Christmas this year, and basically chaos breaks loose as he unleashes his version of Christmas into the real world, and everyone else has to sort of run around and try and put things right.
It's a brilliant movie.
The soundtrack is phenomenal. Also, I might have mentioned this in a video before, but there's an album called Nightmare Revisited, and it's basically a load of metal bands covered the soundtrack of Nightmare Before Christmas.
That sounds right up my alley.
Marilyn Manson's This Is Halloween.
Oh, I've heard that. Yeah, that's really good.
Oh my god, I'm gonna have to play it for you later. It's so freaking good.
My next favourite sort of Halloween-y, horror film-y thing is a TV show called The Mist, which is quite a recent TV show that's come out. It is based on a Stephen King novel. There was a movie, The Mist, as well, but I prefer the TV show to the movie. And sorry. And it's basically about this mist that comes in to a town, and whatever is in the mist does strange things to you. So it will kill you, make you go crazy, make you kill yourself. And others, yeah, it sort of makes you go crazy. And the storyline follows this dad who is trying to get to his daughter and his wife. And then he goes to like the church, and then from then it follows the story of everyone in the church, and lots of people join him on the way. And it's just really good. It's creepy, it's spooky, it has all the great elements to watch on Halloween. Bit of a trigger warning though, because there are a lot of sensitive issues that happen in this TV show, so just be mindful of that.
If that is something that you are concerned about. If you are concerned about the trigger warnings, I will put them in the description below.
I'm meant to do that.
1, 2, 3.
The next film, Psycho, which is an Alfred Hitchcock film. Like there's the big famous shower scene with the thing.
That was really delayed. That's better.
Yeah, so there's that scene. So it starts off a woman, she's stolen some money, and you think it's going to be about her, but it's not. She stops off at this hotel, and there's this really creepy guy, and he's got this really creepy mum, and it slowly starts, and it kind of reveals that, you know, something's going to happen, and then there's the big shower scene, and then the rest of the movie is just kind of the fallout of that, but it's really good.
And if you love Psycho, you have to watch Bates Motel on Netflix, because Bates Motel is the prequel to Psycho, and it's really good.
Did you know that the actress who was in the shower scene, after filming it, she became absolutely petrified of taking showers, and she preferred to take baths for the rest of her life.
Fun fact with Heidi.
We're going to move on to our final selections. Mine is the television the television series Charmed. It is about these 3 sisters who turn out to be witches after the youngest finds a book of shadows in her dead nan's attic. I've got that right.
Yes, you
Yes.
have.
Yes!
Phoebe.
Yes, Phoebe.
Phoebe, Piper, and Prue.
Basically, the sisters are sort of tasked with vanquishing demons and making sure that the world is sort of a safe place to live in that isn't affected by the powers of darkness. Yeah. It's actually a really feminist series for a 90s television series. And they're always going out and solving their own problems. The men that are involved they're sort of sideline characters, but
My next one is Halloween Town, which is yet again another Disney movie, and it is about a girl who's really interested in Halloween, and her mum never lets her celebrate Halloween. And her nan comes over, and whenever her nan comes over, her nan brings them lots of Halloween goodies. And so she follows her nan that night, because she watches her nan perform magic. So she follows her nan home, and they go on this magic bus, and they fly away to Halloween Town. And then she's like just amazed at the magical world that has been kept from her, and discovers she's a witch. And then she has to save the day. As you do with all Disney movies.
Yay!
And
like saving the day.
And there is a second and a third movie, which are both
So many.
which are both just as good.
My last one was Carrie, which I think was made in the 70s or 80s. I can't remember which decade. But I mean, it focuses on a girl who's really finds it hard at, like, is it high school?
Yeah.
America? Finds it really hard at high school, and she doesn't really fit in. And I can't remember like how she has a relationship with the guy. Is it like through a dare or something?
I think so.
I think someone dares a kind of cool, like, not cooler, but like socially he's higher ranked than her, whatever. I don't know how you'd say it. So eventually she goes to prom with this person, but she gets tricked and they pour pig's blood over her, and she just kind of ends up killing everyone. But I kind of still feel that, like, I kind of sympathise with Carrie, because I think if you've had problems at school, you like kind of want to kill everyone if they poured pig's blood on you. Yeah.
I just wanted to make a point that there is a theme with all of these shows and stuff. There have been 3 by Stephen King and 3 by Disney. So it kind of proves the point that Disney and Stephen King are really good for Halloween.
Yeah! Such a weird combination, but it works. And Netflix! And Netflix.
Yeah.
And I also wanted to give an honourable mention to the 3 classic Halloween movies, Friday the 13th, Halloween, and Nightmare on Elm Street, because they're just amazing classic horror movies. And even though they aren't my top favourite, they deserve an honourable mention.
Indeed they do.
Yes.
For being absolutely flippin' terrifying.
My mum, there's this one scene in Nightmare on Elm Street where she thought, do you know what this is about?
No.
Basically, it's about you're sleeping, and when you go fall asleep, you have a nightmare about this guy called Freddy Krueger, and he can kill you in your sleep, and like nobody can save you.
So it's like Inception, but
they kill you. And basically, there's this one scene where the girl falls asleep in the bath.
Well, that was stupid.
And his hands come up in the bath like that, and then she wakes up just in time. But my mum said that when she watched that scene, she was terrified to take a bath for like 3-4 years.
That's yeah.
Yeah.
So on that note, thank you so much for seeing this through to the very end. I hope you've enjoyed it. If you'd like to see more of Libby and George, please let me know in the comments. Also, please follow me on social media. That's on Twitter, on Instagram, on Facebook, and on Tumblr. I'll put all those in the description below. Yeah, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. Bye!
Bye!